Hey, what's up? This is Black Ops 2
If
Zombies.
you've seen one unlit rat hole, you've seen them all.
Transit. So, this is the first map of Black Ops 2. And right away you can see there's a bit of
I sure hope I'm
some new
doing this
stuff.
right.
There's buildable items.
This looks like it might be good for something.
And, yeah, there's a lot of new stuff. Yeah, buildable items are the main thing. So, this is like a really large map. And there's 5 sections.
Anyone hurt? Ugh, what is that taste?
And there's like a fog between all 5 sections that you have to run through to get to the next part of the map, which is divided into 5 parts. But yeah, you will see more of that later. But at the very beginning, it's a pretty typical, not typical zombies map, except for the turbine that you build in the first room. And in the case of the turbine, the parts will always be in the same spot, the exact same place. So building that is easy, just 3 parts. And then you just need to kill the zombies like you normally do. There's also quick revive like usual, and the M14 and Olympia, the same wall weapons from Black Ops 1 that they put in this game, and they're pretty much exactly the same. So they're available here too in the first room.
Uh-oh, getting low on ammo.
The physics of Black Ops 2 are just slightly different than Black Ops 1. You'll notice the pistol is just slightly different, and then of course the graphics are different, and the knifing is a little different. You'll get used to it pretty quickly.
Stoolinger, it's your lucky day. You get to watch me use a knife.
What the turbine does is it opens, or it acts like power, so it does open doors, but it also,
Hands off, Krabby Pants.
there are items that you can use that require turbine.
How about here?
That door, for example, that's a door that you use a turbine to open. There are several doors like that around the map that you need a turbine to open. And there's also, you could just pay 750 points to open the door, or a door, from the spawn room, but it's free to use the turbine to get out, and you'll need the turbine anyway, so let's get to use it. And that's the bus, and that's like very important for Transit, or at least it's supposed to be, it was supposed to be. And it's got the B-23R, the burst fire pistol, which is the first good weapon that you get in this map, and it's on the roof of the, or on the ceiling of the bus. And yeah, there aren't a lot of good weapons in Transit. There's the box in the second area, but a lot of the box weapons aren't that good in this game, and wall weapons are very thinly spread out. There's only a few good ones, so B-23R is what you'll have to start with.
Well, this should
It's good enough in the first few rounds. It does have a lot of killing power.
Where are you going?
And that's how you teleport. You need a turbine before the power is turned on. But you use the lamppost, and you use the turbine to power up the lamppost, and then you stand under it while those monsters jump on you. Those are denizens, that's what they're called. It's really annoying. Whenever you go into the fog, they show up, and they constantly jump on you and try to kill you. When they attach to you, they jump on your head, you have to knife them. Also, a teammate can knife them off of you or shoot them off of you. But in single player, you just have to use your knife to get them off, and it's 5 knives to kill them. The other way to kill them is to
I wonder if this thing might fit with that
is to
other
shoot
thing.
them before they jump on you. So when they scream as they jump at you. So when they scream, you can turn around and
I
shoot
bet
them.
that idiot stew liquor couldn't do this.
And yeah, they will constantly jump at you. So that's the problem when you go into the fog. But you also need them to teleport, like what I just did.
I bet that idiot stew liquor couldn't do
Yeah,
this.
teleporting is important because that's how you get to the power really quickly. And when you turn on power, then that's how you get all your perks,
This
pretty much
party
everything.
is finally getting started.
So yeah, otherwise, if you use the bus, it takes a long time to get to power,
Now
and to
that
get good
is
weapons, to
something
get
to look
Juggernog.
at.
Juggernog isn't around until the 5th stop on the bus. The 5th section of the map. So that takes forever. So teleporting is the faster way to get around. So yeah, what you do to teleport is you get one of those denizens to jump at you. And when you're standing under the lamppost, they will create the teleporter for you instead of attacking you. But you do have to lure them under the lamppost. It's easier once the power is turned on, because then you don't need a turbine to get the lamppost to power on. And when the lampposts are in the fog, then all you have to do is just stand under it, pretty much, or just stand right beside it. When the denizen jumps on you, then you walk out of the lamppost, and they create the teleporter. So it gets easier. That first one, you'll get it once you get the hang of it, it's not too hard. Beat 23R is good enough for killing those guys. Just one burst should kill them. I also got the AK-74U, saw that. That's one of the only good wall weapons. It's the same as Black Ops 1, pretty much, same weapon. You'll also get the MP5 later, which is
It's gonna take me an hour to try
similar
out
to the
these
MP5K, but a bit different. But you will see that later. That's at the diner, the 2nd stop. This is the town, the 5th stop. Although if you teleport, you get there a lot faster. But this part of town, this area, it's got some important stuff. It's got Juggernog and Stamina Up, so you will need to go here. It also has a Semtex grenades and a spot for possibly one of the bus parts. And I think I used the plow earlier, and so what that does is it pushes the zombies side away from the bus, and so they can't jump in from the front. This is another one. That's the
This looks like
that's
it
the
might
hatch
be good
and the
for
Semtex
something.
there. The hatch you can use to get onto the roof of the bus. Climb through from inside the bus to get onto the roof. But also there's another spot where in the diner you can use it to get up to the roof of the diner. And there's a very important weapon up there. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, it's much more important to save it for that, because you can only use it once. You can use it on the bus, or you can use it on the diner. So I recommend using it on the diner. You can get onto the roof of the bus with a ladder, and you will find a ladder as well. So it's not like you can't get on top of the bus if you don't have the hatch. Yeah, the town, it's got Juggernog and Stamina, which is really nice, and a bus part, but it also has no weapons, so you can't stay here forever. There's not, because you will run out of ammo and then you'll have to leave. So the power has it has the AK-74U, which is a good weapon, but it's a bit of a dangerous place, not a lot of good area for running circles or anything. It's kind of a tough spot. Town is good for circles, but like I said, there's no weapons, you'll run out of ammo, and there's also fire everywhere, which is kind of annoying. The fire hurts you when you touch it, and also the zombies get set on fire, and that makes them blow up when they die, and it hurts you if you kill a zombie when you're close to them. So the fire is pretty annoying, but it's mostly in town. There's also a bit of fire on farm, and in the bus depot even.
So
pretty much everywhere, but it's, especially on town, is where it's a problem.
Coming through! Oh, try it again, you turd sniffer!
Bus, it leaves eventually. It's honking because it's waiting for you, but then it eventually just goes off, and it does the loop. It only goes one way, and there it goes. And I would like to take it, but I need the points for, you know, stamina up and all that. So,
Faster, 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 faster!
yeah, there's also the bank in town. We'll talk about that later, but the bank and the pack-a-punch are located in the town. The pack-a-punch is behind the bank. It's inside that building, but you have to use a grenade to blow open the doors. Blow open one door to get to the bank, and then you blow open the second door to get to pack-a-punch. And there's more stuff you have to do as well to get to pack-a-punch. And yeah, the bus, it leaves eventually, and you can't really control when it leaves. You just have to wait for it. Or if you go inside and close the door, then it will go faster, and it will leave the place that you're in and go to the next one. And the bus is really convenient in a way because you don't have to walk through the fog, because it's really dangerous walking through the fog. That's where the denizens are. That's where there's also pits of lava that you have to jump over, which is really annoying, especially while at the same time the denizens are trying to kill you, jumping on your face and everything. And of course, if you're mid-round, the zombies are also spawning in there and attacking you. And the fog makes it hard to see. So it's just really hard in general to go from place to place without using the bus or the teleporter. I think they meant to, for you to use the bus most of the time, but the problem is it's like the Juggernaut is only at the 5th stop, so you have to go all the way around the loop for the bus, and then Power is on the 4th stop, so yeah, it takes forever to get to Power and then to Juggernaut.
I'm tripping over my own feet here.
So it's actually really hard when you use the bus. It's much easier to teleport.
My eyes out. Next second, gone.
So it's too bad that you can't, or that it's not worth using the bus all the time. I think the point of Transit was to, I mean, it's called Transit, so they wanted you to use the bus. Yeah, it's actually kind of inconvenient. They make you run through the fog a lot. It's really tedious shooting these guys as they jump on you. And you'll do a lot of running in this level for Transit. You're gonna do a lot of running through this tunnel, through the fog, everywhere, from place to place. It's just such a big map, and there aren't enough ways to get around. Teleporting is nice, it's really fast, but it's also random. You can't choose where you teleport, so you kind of just have to keep trying until you get close to where you want to be. This tunnel here, this is between the bus depot and the diner, and there are it's actually like a safe space, like in the middle, where you get the M16, and that's where the denizens, but there are zombies. But it's a good place. It's pretty wide open. M16 is a very good weapon, upgraded. You can see here how annoying these guys are, the denizens. And also try not to get lost in the fog. It's easy in some parts of the map. But yeah, that's the problem with Transit. I think that's the biggest problem I have with Transit, is that just too hard to get around, too long to get around, and the map is so big that... Also, once you die, and you can quick revive yourself, of course, but then it takes so long to get your perks back to get reset. Set up, you know. You know, running through the wilderness without Juggernog is really scary, especially mid-round. And the pits of lava are really hard to get over when you don't have Juggernog. And I got stamina because it's especially important in Transit, because you will do a lot of running and it makes you run faster, run for longer. Just very good in general. So there's the bus. The bus part, the hatch that goes up on the roof of the diner.
Hands off, grabby pants.
So this is the MP5. It's a pretty good weapon, and it's located in the diner, so it's at a good location. The diner's a good place to be in general. It's got the MP5, so it's got a good wall weapon, and it's got the zombie shield, which we'll see later. It's got speed cola, and it's pretty close to. It's one stop away from the last depot where you get your quick revive and your turbine. There's also Galvanuckles, that's what you use the bus hatch to get to the roof of the diner, and that's where the Galvanuckles are, and it's like the Bowie knife, but it's even better. Melee weapon that is a one-hit kill until round 14. So for the first 13 rounds, it's a one-hit kill. And it also, when the zombies are on fire, they don't blow up when they die when you kill them with the Galvanuckles. It's stronger against the denizens too. It kills them in 2 knives, or 2 melees instead of 5. And if you turn around and hit them before they get on your face, then it's only 1 hit.
Again, shovel sniffer.
Galvanuckles are just really good for getting points too, of course, because with the killing zombies with the melee attack, it gets you 130 points per kill. It's just easy to save ammo. It's just a really good weapon, really worth getting, even though it's 6,000 points. It's very expensive, but I do think it's worth it. Especially with all the running around you'll do in the fog. Killing those denizens really quickly is very helpful. And with the hatch to get to it, you get basically a 1 in 4 chance every time you open one of those doors where you need the turbine to get to the door. It will be behind one of those doors, and there's 3 bus parts. And there's 1 room that will be empty. So you saw the one in the bus depot that I went through that I got the plow at, and it is random, so you won't always get the plow right there. This is the other one right here at the diner. The 3rd one is in town, and where you saw where I got the hatch,
this thing might fit with
and where the Semtex was, and then that's the ladder right there, and that just helps you to get on top of the bus, and that's where you set it up. And the 4th one is at the farm. We'll see one at the farm later, and that's where claymores are as well, so you get claymores there too. The box always starts at the diner. And there are teddy bears though, and like usual, the light will show you the general location. So if you look up at the sky, follow the light, you'll get to the mystery box. Always start at the diner though, but after a teddy bear, it can be wherever. So I'm finally using the bus, at least I got to use it at least once. There are windows everywhere, and the zombies try to get through, but it's easy to knock them off. If you don't have galvanicles, you can just shoot them off as well. Easy kills. And the zombies they also jump through the front of the bus, the front window, but if you have the plow they can't. And they also jump through the ceiling, the roof. But the ones that get in the bus, they walk very slowly. So the bus is pretty safe generally. And it gets you from place to place.
Better start looking around for a new source of bullets.
The only problem with the bus, of course, is that it's not always there when you need it, and you have to wait for it. And when it's there, you have to wait for it to leave as well. It only goes one way. If you want to go one step backwards to the area behind you, you have to either walk back through the fog or teleport, which is what I've done. I'm just taking advantage of double points here.
Ow! You lousy rock gobbler!
So there it is, the last of the 4 places where you can potentially get the hatch. And there's double tap. So in Black Ops 2, double tap is different. There's the shotgun.
Whoa! Everything seems kind of sped up. What was that stuff?
The shotgun is pretty good. It's the Remington, I think it's called. It's got a lot of good killing power, but not as good for points as an automatic weapon would be. So anyway, double tap, it is different from Black Ops 1. Black Ops 2 double tap, it actually makes your weapon more powerful as well as shooting faster. So it's actually like stopping power in rapid fire put together. So it's insanely good. It's totally worth getting every time. There are 5 perks in this map, so you will have to leave one out. So in this case, it was Speed Cola, but I don't know. Just decide for yourself which ones you want, which one you feel like you can leave out. I think Quick Revive is really good in single player, totally worth it, and Juggernaut, of course. Every time you should get Juggernaut. So I'd say I'd recommend choose between Speed Cola and Stamina as your 4th perk.
I'm tripping over my own feet here.
In multiplayer, there's also Tombstone, which is a new perk. And unfortunately, I can't use it here because it's single player. But what it does is, when you die, when you get downed by a zombie, and this is multiplayer only, of course, you have the option of, you hold down the reload button, you get instantly killed, and you wait until the next round to respawn. But when you respawn, you'll leave a power-up, which is a Tombstone power-up. And when you get the power-up, it will give you back your weapons and your perks that you died with, except for Tombstone, of course. So yeah, it's like, it's a really good perk because you get everything back after you die. Don't lose your weapons, don't lose your perks.
Next one who walks in there on purpose, I'm leaving him.
Of course, there's a downside, which is you have to get the power-up before it disappears. And in Transit, which is a huge map, you have to hope that you can respawn in the right area so that you can get it. Maybe if your teammates are nice, they'll be beside it when they end the round. That way you get everything back after you die, which is especially helpful on a map like this, where it takes so long to get your perks back once you die. Get your weapons once you die. Not every stop even has a weapon. And then the perks are spread out throughout the map as well. You got Quick Revive in the Bus Depot, Speed Cool in the Diner, Double Tap in the Farm, Nothing, or Tombstone actually in the Power area, and then Juggernaut and Stamina Up in the town. But there's no weapons in the town. So yeah, it's pretty difficult. Lightning Man, that's kind of the boss zombie of this game. You probably saw him when I turned on the power. When you turn on the power, he's inside that, inside the glass. And he's released when the power is turned on. So he leaves the power room. And then, whenever there's a storm, he shows up where the storm is on the map, and then he teleports around. He tries to zap you with lightning, which hurts you a bit, blurs your screen. But he's pretty easy to kill. He has the same amount of health as a denizen, which means 5 hits with a knife, or 2 hits with Galva Knuckles, or 3 hits with a Bowie knife will kill him. So, with Galva Knuckles, super easy to kill. Just hit him twice. There's also an EMP, which is a special grenade, and I don't use it in this gameplay or get it from the box. But what it does is it's a tactical grenade.
Payback's a hoo-ha, and so am I.
Basically, it has the ability to turn off power, so it will shut down whatever is close to it when it blows up. So, lampposts, I think, perks get turned off, shut down, and the mystery box can also get closed when you throw the EMP at it.
You just woke one sleepy giant. Greasy goblins.
I think the only good thing that EMP does is that it shuts off zombies, it puts them to sleep. Like the 4 zombies in the beginning of the game that are kind of zoned out, that are just standing there. It makes the zombies do that. And then the boss is the Lightning Man, Avogadro, I think his name is, Avogadro, yeah.
Now that sounds like it might be important.
He gets insta-killed by the EMP. So that's the only good thing about it, but it's kind of like a troll weapon, basically. You know, you shut down people's perks, and people don't have the perk when you shut it down. It does turn back on eventually, but you lose your perks temporarily if you shut it down with the EMP. Another thing you can do, a weird effect, is to, you can put a turbine next to a perk before the power's turned on. And you can actually get perks before the power's turned on by using a turbine. But when you take away the turbine, then your perk is shut down, and you don't have the perk, but you do have it. So that way, when you put the turbine out again, next to the perk, you have it again. And when the power is turned on, then you permanently have the perk again. So there's kind of a strategy where you can get a perk and then turn on the power. And when the power is turned on, then you have your perk. So that's one way to do it anyway.
You're messing up my makeup!
the power that you turn on, you probably noticed that it was buildable.
You're
And
welcome.
I wasn't able to talk right at the time, but it's
You ruined another pair of nice
there's 3
boots.
parts. There's the severed hand that's holding the lever, and then there's the lever, and then there's the power box itself.
Ah!
And those 3 parts
Never again.
make up the power, and they're all in that white room downstairs below the porta potty. And they are in random places, but they're always in that general area. That bus can actually block you off from getting into the area, but if you have the ladder, you can climb over. I think in town as well, it can block you from getting inside the bank.
X marks the spot.
What I'm doing right now, this is my first attempt at pack-a-punching. So to get the pack-punch, you have to... first thing you have to do is put the turbine down next to that lightning symbol in the power room. And then you have to run to town, and you have to go inside the bank. The turbine has to be alive, it can't be. If the turbine gets destroyed, then it won't work. Even if you have power on, you will need that turbine. It took me several times in this gameplay to get the pack punch. It took forever, but I did eventually get it. That's just the annoying thing about Transit. Pack punch is difficult. It's much easier, of course, in multiplayer, because you can have one person standing right beside where the pack punch would be in the town, and another person puts down the turbine, and you immediately walk in and get the pack punch. Get into the room.
A funny feeling in my trigger finger.
So there's that. There's the 2 doors that you have to pull away, and that's it, and it's closed because I messed it up. A zombie must have destroyed the turbine or something, or the turbine could have died. But yeah, that's the bank, and what the bank does is you can deposit points, and you can withdraw points, and you can deposit 1,000 points at a time. And what that does is it puts points in the bank, so you can take it out on another playthrough. You can actually die and start a new game, and that money, those points will still be in the bank. Although, of course, because this is a bank, there's interest, so they charge interest to this bank, so when you withdraw, it costs 100 points, so you get 900 back. So, yeah, when you deposit money, they charge interest on you. You do have to, it is a net loss of points.
I thought I was a goner for sure in there.
It's a way to have, like, an easy playthrough, to have an easy setup, to, just take out points from the bank, or in a desperate situation, maybe you died and you don't have any points to get your perks back, you can, withdraw some points from the bank.
Oh, thank you, sweet Jinkus.
You can also even, if you have the galvanicals, you
Stolinger!
can transfer
That
points.
smells you.
You can transfer points from you to someone else. And it takes the form of a power-up. You go under the table and punch the keys with galvanicals, and then you deposit, and when you deposit, it goes into the power-up, and the power-up becomes stronger, and then your teammate or you pick up the power-up, and you get the money that was put into the power-up. my second try here. I think it took me
But
4
I'm
tries. It's crazy to get the pack punch. Let's try and get this zombie far away. The problem is, if you make a crawler and you go into the fog, the round actually ends. The crawler dies, and I think that was after a patch they put in. They made it so the
Well, this
zombies
should
die,
do.
the crawlers die when you go into the fog and it ends the round. So that's a problem in single player, of course, when you try to pack punch. Another thing you can do, of course, is to make, or is to leave walking zombies alive. So you have a few walking zombies that are far enough away so they won't destroy the turbine. And then you do the run to town, like you'd usually do. And then, of course, there's multiplayer where someone else can have a crawler that they supervise while you run to town. There is a lot to this map in general, and I didn't get to do everything in this map, although I did pretty much get fully set up, although there are a few extra things, like there's more buildable items and buildable weapons that you can get.
Next one who walks in there on purpose, I'm leaving him.
There's a buildable turret in the farm, which is 3 parts. All the parts are in the farm somewhere. And then in the power room, on the upper floor of the power room, there's a buildable electric trap. And it's 3 parts as well. In the same general area, but it's slightly random spawns. The thing about the electric trap and the turret is that you need a turbine to power them up, so you can use them. So they're not very useful in single player, but in multiplayer they're very useful. So you can set them up in a good place, and then a teammate can put down a turbine next to it to power it up.
Ugh, it's gonna take me an hour to dry out these jeans. Yuck.
The zombie shield is nice though, because you don't need a
Some kind of
turbine
wind
to have it.
machine? I'll ask Marlton what it does.
I would like to use the zombie shield more, but unfortunately it takes the place of the turbine. You can only carry one at a time. You can only carry one item, so
Sweet Jinkus.
if you need the turbine, then you can't have the zombie shield at the same time.
Something nasty's
But
going
I do
on.
use it later.
Don't run away now, I'm just getting warmed up.
Your final strategy, once you're all set up, then you can use the zombie shield, and you won't need the turbine for anything else after you've already pack punched and got the hats to the Gal Knuckles and all that. After you put the ball on the ladder onto the bus. Good taste. The other way into town is from the diner to the farm. In between there's a fence, and if you go left at the fence, then you'll end up at town. If you go right, you'll end up at farm. So that's kind of a shortcut if you need it.
Come on back and finish what you started, devil baby. I was starting to think the whole planet was covered with a thick blanket of ick. Ah!
There's also a jet gun. I forgot to mention that. That's the buildable weapon that's in the town. or at least the work table is in town, but the parts are scattered all over the map. And there's 5 parts in total. I think one part is in the tunnel between the bus depot and the diner. And then one part is in the shack, which is between power and town. But when you're halfway, you have to turn right, and then you find the shack. There's also a blade knife in the shack. And there's a jet gun part. And then there's also a jet gun part in the power area. And then there's one in the cornfield, which is between farm and power, I think. And when you go through the cornfield, there's 2 spots. There's the power line, or the power area. This tower that's for the Easter egg, the big Easter egg, of course. And then the other way through the cornfield takes you to this sort of Nocturne replica kind of thing. This room that looks exactly like Nocturne in the first map in Zombies.
What'd I do?
And that's where you find the last jet gun part.
I can't see you, Stuhlinger, but I can still smell you.
And the jet gun, it's kind of disappointing, honestly. It's really damaging. It kills zombies almost instantly. It sucks them up into this big jet and shreds them. So it's a really cool weapon, but the problem is it overheats, and when it overheats, it blows up. And you have to pick up the pieces and build it again. So you have to rebuild it when it blows up. So you can't let it overheat. But to underheat it, to let it cool down, it takes forever. It takes several minutes to cool it off. And you have to have it equipped for it to be cooling off. You can't just switch to another weapon and wait until it cools and then use it again. So you have to just, be holding the jet gun, waiting forever as it cools down, and you can barely use it, or else it'll blow up. So it's kind of disappointing for a wonder weapon, especially one that's so hard to build. It takes forever to build. You have to go all the way around the map to get it, and then it just breaks on you. But yeah, anyway, at least there's the ray gun, and that's still a good weapon. There are good wall weapons as well. Pretty good wall weapons anyway, nothing special, but there's the 74U, the MP5, and the M16. So I'd recommend pack punching either the M16 or the MP5, because the MP5 is located in the diner, which is a good place to be in later rounds. Good for circles, it's got the zombie shield right there. It's got the quick revive is one stop away. And Juggernaut is also one stop away, although it's the other way if you use the shortcut, going left or anything. And then the M16 it's fully automatic when you upgrade it, like the Black Ops 1 version. Dragon is as well. And the tunnel is halfway between Bus Depot and Diner, so it's close to quick revive. It's close-ish to Juggernaut. It's down up.
Where's he going?
It's really close to Zombie Shield and Speed Cola, which is right in the diner. So MP5 as well, right next to Speed Cola. So yeah, pretty good either way to be in the diner or in the tunnel. And the farm as well, the sort of the middle, outside the farm, where there would be the fog, but there's the part where the bus stops and goes again. It's just an open area with no fog, just kind of a big open circle, which is a really good place. The only problem is the lack of weapons, but it is one stop away from Diner. The box weapons, there's some good box weapons, but they're kind of disappointing in a way. So, what they did was they patched this game, and this affected every map. I think they increased the recoil on every weapon in the box. So the weapons like the MTAR, the Type 95, the RPG and Hammer, they all have increased recoil, and they have, really high recoil. It's almost uncontrollable. High random recoil. Very annoying. But when you pack a punch it doesn't affect anymore. So the added recoil goes away once you pack a punch. So it doesn't make much of a difference in a map like Town Survival, where you can just pack punch your gun right away. But in Transit, it's hard to pack punch. So that kind of makes the weapons like the hammer and the RPD less useful. They are great weapons pack punch though. The hammer has 125 shots in the magazine, I think, and it's got tons of ammo overall, and it seems the RPD has got 100
seconds on that hit,
rounds. M10 and Type 95 are also pretty good assault rifles, but I think they don't have that much ammo. Never mind, I forget what this weapon's called. The Executioner, I think it's called when it's, I think that's what the unupgraded gun is called, but that's the shotgun pistol weapon. And when you upgrade it, it's really, really powerful. That's a pretty good secondary weapon to have. And there's the ray gun, of course.
No parking is allowed in the red zone.
The shotguns are pretty good, but they just have low ammo. They run out very fast. The pistols are alright. The Cap 40 is kind of cool. It's fully automatic, but it runs out of ammo really quickly. The 5.7s are a good semi-auto pistol. The dual as well is pretty awesome. It's got less recoil than the CZ75s from Black Ops 1. I don't think the 5.7s actually got affected by the recoil patch. Another interesting case is I think it's called the DSR, this sniper weapon, which is a bolt-action sniper, which you'd think wouldn't be very good, but it's super powerful. And it also... Oh, and there's finally, I'm in the pack punch. So there you go, and then there's 3 parts. You have to build the pack punch, of course, but there's 3 parts. They're all in this location in the underground, the pack punch area. So yeah, the DSR, you can upgrade it multiple times. You can upgrade every weapon multiple times in Black Ops 2. And what the 2nd, 3rd, 4th upgrades do
I'm no expert
is
at all this.
it changes the attachment that it has. So you can actually get iron sights on the DSR, which is awesome. So a very powerful sniper rifle with iron sights. So it's actually really good in this map, in general, really. So in this case, what I'm doing is upgrading the M16 and the ray
won't
gun.
hurt Marlton's feelings by telling him I built this. Just say I found it.
And I'll be using the tunnel strategy, which is right next to the M16 off the wall, where you can buy ammo. Where it's half a stop away from the zombie shield. Also half a stop away from quick revive.
still smell you.
Interesting thing about my videos is that I've done, out of all the videos I've done, done with and without commentary, every map from World at War Zombies through Black Ops 1 Zombies, and I've done Transit as well without commentary. But by far the most popular video was the Transit video, the no commentary Transit video. And that's where the vast majority of my views came from, or my subscribers came from, all from that one video, which is interesting. I think it's, maybe it's because it's Black Ops 2, or because Transit is a very complicated map with a lot to it. Just a lot of things to figure out, a lot of things to look up on YouTube, right? And yeah, so I don't know, but all of my views basically came from that one video, that Transit without commentary. So now I got Transit with commentary, and every World at War and Black Ops 1 map I have done a video with and without commentary of. So I will keep going with Black Ops 2. This is the final strategy. It's pretty nice and easy. It's you got the zombie shield, and what it does is you can of course push zombies with the shield and knock them away and kill them instantly, but also when you're not using it, it's on your back, and when the zombie hits you from behind, it just hits the shield and actually doesn't hurt you. It just damages the shield, which can take a lot of hits. The shield eventually breaks, but it takes a while, and then you can pick up another one. So it's very helpful to have the shield on your back. And then you got your full auto weapon or whatever, you got your ray gun, whatever weapon you need for dealing damage, killing zombies. Claymores are nice too anyway, and yeah, Semtex. M16 is a grenade launcher, which is kind of nice for insta-kill, but you know, Semtex works as well. So there you go, and then there's the diner, which is good enough for running circles. Even the bus depot, you can run circles there. The diner, a tunnel, in the farm, in town. Yeah, there's a lot of places for it. I think it's almost done here. Yeah, so next video will be Die Rise. So, yeah, anyway, see you next time.